Hi there once again, welcome to the final Lemon 64 play guide of this series. For this one we'll be checking out Up and Down. This was converted and released by US Gold from the Sega original in 1984. Taking a look at the tape version first of all, of course we have to find the game first of all, and yes, we found it Up and Down. And this is a conversion of the Sega arcade game, and I definitely remember the Sega arcade game was in my swimming baths, so once I finished swimming around the pool, I could then play this in the arcades upstairs. And our local swimming baths haven't been there in many years. Of course, on the tape version we had the pleasure of listening to some loading music whilst the game was loading, and anybody who remembers this period in history will definitely remember these rather dodgy loading musics and dodgy block countdowns that we had to endure back in the day. So let's just speed up the rest of that inept, incessant loading music and skip on to hopefully the game itself. Up and Down, copyright Sega 1984, and from the title menu we can change the level of difficulty, easy, medium or hard, simply by pressing that letter. And so pressing the E one, let's have an easy round. We can also press the 1 and 2 key for a 1 and 2 player mode as well. In Up and Down, we play as a little red car, and if that little red car crashes with anything, it doesn't matter if it's another car or the scenery, and it will blow up, and unfortunately that's going to be a life over. And you can see the total amount of red cars are listed next to the Up and Down at the top of that screen. What we have to do on each level is simply collect up the flags, and all the flags are different colours. Once you've collected the flag of that colour, it will disappear from that line of flags that you can see next to the round one on top of that screen. And the car will have different speeds as well, and slow speed it manages to jump, but unfortunately at slow speeds you can also jump onto the grass as well. The car will automatically turn once it's facing that direction, so all the player has to do is to press forward and backwards to change the speed, and also to press that fire button to activate the jump. And this is the very first level of the game, and the game can play very fairly or very unfairly depending, and so this is my futile attempt at trying to play this game after so many years. And yes, you can see that we can jump on top of the enemies to kill them, and unfortunately it's a respawning enemy scenario, so you won't have the pleasure of killing all of the enemies on every single level and simply riding around that full speed. No, what I'm choosing to do is commit suicide, and then we can return to that title screen and try this all over again. See, our high scores are on the high score table at the bottom of the title screen, and that's fairly good. They also appear on that screen. You can see the player score, and we will get a score for every block that we move forward in the game. But even though this is a block tile game, the enemies can still jam us in the front, and you have to be ready for those. Definitely if they appear on a corner, then that's literally panic mode, and you'll have to decide what to do from there. So we're slowly warming up to this game now. Hopefully we can get a bit further with it, and hopefully we can collect a few more of those flags. If you want to change direction, then all you have to do is hold the joystick left or right when you're coming up to a junction, and the car will automatically turn, and that's a lot easier than the Lotus Esprit game that you might remember. And so this isn't hard, this is very arcadey fun. Usually, it's just that the random factors involved means that sometimes we can be unlucky, and when it comes to hills we can be thrown backwards as well, which isn't very helpful when you're trying to gain some flags. But in this case I've gained myself a green flag using the reverse opportunity, and sometimes you can reverse straight into traffic, so that's not something that I would normally recommend. So here we go, this is level 1, we've got 2 flags to find. And another quirk of this game is you can jump across from one road to another, although again you have to be pretty confident to do that, and it's not something that I would recommend unless you're going at full speed. And it looks like I've taken the wrong turn in there, so I can reverse and I can collect those flags by reversing, but if a car appears from behind just like this, then that's a wasted opportunity. Managed to grab that red flag, so all we need to do now is to remember which way we're supposed to be going at the top of this junction, and yes, you can jump from one to another. Unfortunately, I've jumped to the wrong one yet again, so let's jump to the right one and let's grab that flag. It will then give us a total time for how long we've taken during that level, and a bonus based upon that time as well. On level 2 things get slightly more tricky, and you can see a dead end there at the bottom, and if you jump over something on a hill you better make sure that you hit it, otherwise you'll be rolling backwards down that hill and having a very frustrated time with it. On this level we get even more traffic, and I think some of that traffic can't be destroyed, I'm not quite sure, but maybe the heavy armaments can't be destroyed. You get something that looks a bit like a forklift truck or a train on this level as well, and the different colours on offer adds variety, and you can see some pools on the side of the road, some trees as well, and some waves in the water. Unfortunately, if you take the wrong turning, then you'll have to take a drive of faith backwards and hope that you can get back from that, otherwise it's going to be a pretty quick trip down that one-way passage. And again, if you jump in, that's a balloon, that's a bonus item. If you jump in on a hill, then you better make sure that you don't stop and that you land directly on the enemy, because if you slow down, that's basically it. So taking it slowly and jumping really slowly is the key to this game, but most users can't be bothered doing that, and so jumping is definitely fun, even though it can be pretty difficult. You have to have fast reactions as well. I didn't plan to cover this game on this particular review. I plan to cover Delta, but because the latest version of WinVice doesn't appear to have an auto-fire function, that blew that opportunity out of the window. So we're not playing Delta, we're playing a classic, and this footage was recorded many years ago, and yes, I've only just got around to it, and it takes quite some time, but look at that, reversing our way through to level 3. And I'm not quite sure how it gets 1 minute 68 seconds, seeing as 60 seconds is in a minute. I'm not quite sure how that works, but maybe I'm reading the wrong thing. But you can see that this is definitely a fun game. Look at that. On the next level we find lots and lots of things all over the road, and so it does make the job much harder later on. And yes, we're going to have a decent run up at this. And let's see if we can manage it running out of speed, and just about. Not quite sure what that is, but back in the day they used to have dance floors, and they used to have a buffer to buff up those dance floors, and to my mind that always reminded me of a dance floor buffer, but it might look to your eyes more like a UFO or something that you can just collect. Not quite sure what that is, but whatever it is, it's a bonus. And UFO, well, whatever it may be, I've just collected another one. So let's see if we can jump. Well, maybe we could have jumped over that. Got that yellow flag. So this game has variety and it's got fun on offer, and I did have fun with this back in the day, and it can be just as frustrating as it is fantastic, and that's one of the drawbacks of this game. You can get all the way up to level 8 one try and can't get off level 1 the next one. So it's up and down as far as the playability is concerned. When it's up, it's fantastic, but when it's down, it's a dive bomb. So many users gave this a great score for giving that factor. And moving on to the scores, the lowest one came from Zap, who only awarded this 71%. The current Lemon 64 score is 75%. The Home Computer Weekly score was 80%. And Your Commodore awarded this 100%. That's 100% in September 1985. That means the average score for up and down is 8 out of 10. And that's about it for this series, and it's not a series that I thought I'd be making, but it's one of those yet another series of fun games that you might want to check out on the Lemon 64 channel on the Lemon 64 website. And this is another classic as far as I'm concerned, and I'd probably definitely give this at least a 7.5. It's got bags of fun on offer, and it's got variety as well, and it's got some charm as well. So that's my high score for this particular run, 35,430, and that means that this particular run of the Lemon Playguides is at an end. If you want to see any more of these, or if you want to request some more particular games for the Lemon Playguides, jot those down in the comments, and I'll probably be moving over to the Lemon Tube Amiga site for maybe a while longer, so you can catch me up over there. And so, thank you very much for watching this, and goodbye.